Welcome to the Let's Run That Back podcast, where it's two dope black girls talking nothing but music and culture. It's giving all the vibes.
So sit back, grab a drink while we give you some tea, minus the shade, or maybe just a little shade,
All right, here we go.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Danielle Meeks here with episode 6 of Let's Run That Back podcast. Today, I actually have my co-host, Mr. Josh Salter. Asia is currently out today, unfortunately, but also we have a special guest co-host, MsTeeTalk. Hey. So yes, MsTeeTalk, she has her own production company, TeeTalk Universal. She has her show Missing on Long Island. She also has her show MsTeeTalk. She does everything.
Everything, ladies and gentlemen, everything.
Every bloody clot team. Yes. And she is also putting it on for Long Island, New York. So give it up for our guest co-host.
Yes, thank you guys so much. I love this. I haven't did like a sit down interview with people in so long. So this is like amazing to be here. I really appreciate you guys for having me today.
Yes,
Grateful to have you today.
Yes,
Grateful to have you today.
You. Yeah, so just give the people a little bit. I mean, I know I gave you like everybody earful, but just like get into like what MsTeeTalk is, what MsTeeTalk does.
Yes, you gave me
MsTeeTalk?
a cute like grand introduction. Thank you for that. TeeTalk. MsTeeTalk started 2012, so we made 11 years this year. It's been a long time.
Congratulations!
Thank
11 years.
Over a decade.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I'm glad to be here and still keep the media thing going. I started on YouTube in 2012. It was a little bit different then.
Yeah,
YouTube was a thing back in the day for us youngsters.
Yeah,
kind of using it as a way to kind of get our message out there, but
I had to
like a diary.
Right. It was. I was like vlogging before vlogging was a thing when I was in college. And it was just so fun to be like in that media space back then. This was different before TikTok, before influencers were it, before people were coming to us like, oh, do a review here. So it was different. So when I started there, I was doing like more like commentary, culture, pop stuff, and hair tutorials and stuff like that. And then I wanted to do some interviews. I'm like, all right, MsTeeTalk, she talks a lot. Might as well get on the camera with the mic and do these interviews. So like after I graduated, I was like, okay, we're doing this. So your girl has done like 250 interviews since then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that's a lot of people.
That's a lot.
A lot of time.
Yeah. A lot.
You got a nice little catalog number there.
Yeah, it's like 250. And then I wanted to start Missing on Long Island. And I was with a crime show. I know that we're going to get into that. But I wanted to keep the media maven Tiana, MsTeeTalk going. And that's what I've been doing for the last 11 years.
Yeah.
I'm showing my age.
You're a veteran.
I'm not 30 yet.
Listen, that's a great accomplishment. Is there any like particular like memorable moment from like all you've done over the last 11 years?
Oh, there's a lot of memorable moments when it comes down to like being a part of like TeeTalk and being like, but I think the pandemic, when everybody sat down, I went on Instagram Live every week.
Yeah, we were doing that.
We was doing that.
Yeah,
Wasn't we?
We
killing
was doing that.
We was killing it.
Thing.
So I think where the world stopped, I didn't. That's when I got like the most interviews, like or prominent celebrities at that time because they were home. I'm home.
Yeah. Send
over a little email about what I do, and it was just like it was that. I think that was so fun. The pandemic.
Who's the best? What would you say is the greatest or one of your greatest interviews?
I would definitely say there's two. Bobby V, because I'm his biggest fan in the whole I'm Bobby V's biggest fan in the whole
number one fan.
Whole wide world. So, because our interview was more conversational.
Mm-hmm.
Like I already know him. I know his life. I'm obsessed. So it was just like, all right, we're just having a conversation. Like there's no writing nothing down. I have things I want to say. I have things I want to talk about. And people were really sat in there. Like I know like Pleasure P came into the interview. Ray J came into the interview. Like they were all watching the interview at the time. And it was also interesting of interviewing 112. Mm. And I was so like, not me interviewing a Grammy Award winning like group who, you know, this is right after their verses. So I think
no, that's legendary.
That's
legendary.
To hear, you know, being a part of a group, coming from Bad Boy, being in the studio with Biggie, like those moments of musical history, it was so good to have that conversation with them and, you know, and ask them questions about their process of writing music now and how it, I totally forgot that they were from Atlanta. So Peaches and Cream just like the peach state, like, you know, it was so like just to like learn more about them and how they really had a space for like music and R&B groups because we really don't have that now. So it was just amazing to have that.
Yeah. How do you not fan out? Like you said, like you're Bobby V's like #1 fan. How did you not fan out when you were interviewing him?
It's because, you know, I met him a few times before then. So it was kind of like easier for me to just have that conversation with him. But when I first initially met him, my mom was with me. I was 16 at the time, but we wasn't, you know, my parents had to come. I wasn't playing. I'm like, hey mom, I'm about to meet Bobby V, December 3rd. I need parental vision like now. And my parents didn't play that. And I advise people if they want to meet their favorite artist, bring a parent if you're like underage, literally. But it was just like a dream come true. It's actually he has a video actually of meeting me on YouTube called Bobby V Love for the Fans. And it's about me. He made a whole minute video about me. And you see me walking in and I was just so like, oh my God. It just felt so, I was like scared.
This is on his Instagram?
It's on his YouTube channel.
Okay. I'm gonna go watch
I was like, it's literally me at like.
It's called Message His Fan?
Yeah, Bobby V loves for his fans.
Okay.
So nice. I didn't know that this was a recording moment. Like I'm walking in, I'm like, there's cameras everywhere. I'm like, oh my God. And I was like nervous because I was like, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to do anything. But this was when Ustream was like a thing. Remember Ustream?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is before the Instagram Live, before all of that. So we did a Ustream. And I was just singing songs with him. And it was around Christmas time. I met him. I have really good memory. So December 22nd, 2010.
It's my birthday.
Is it?
December 22nd.
Wow.
Hello. So do you see that? You see how that works? Mm-hmm. That's when I met him. So 12/22. It was right before Christmas. And
2010?
Yeah. 2010.
That was a while ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was 2010. That wasn't 2011. It was 2010. It was a long time ago.
Wow.
So I met him. So he knew me when I was 17, 16. Now I'm about to be 30. So it was just, I couldn't fan out. I was like, ah. So when I see him now, it's like, what's up? Like, you already know what it is.
Like we're family.
Yeah, like I just saw him a couple of weeks ago. Like, he knows. Like, it just like, it's like, whoa, you grew up. Like, I seen you go from high school to college to now in your profession. So it's like the transition from Tiana to MsTeeTalk. Like, he's seen it in like real time.
And it's good to have those relationships where people see your evolution and growth from when you started to, you know, maturity stages and you still trying to build that brand. You know, it's appreciative. And I think he appreciates it because you supported him over the years and vice versa. So that's really good.
I did. Like when Slow Down came out and I got that album, I was like, I'm a DTP fan. DTP, Disturbing the Peace. Ludacris label for people who
in the back.
Yeah, bringing it back. So, and I just missed when he like got off of like DTP. Like I probably would have, me and Chris Bridges, we would have been Ludacris. Love him too. It's one top 3.
Nice.
Okay. Let's get into Missing in Long Island.
Oh,
like, what made you want to start that?
So I have like a love for crime. That sounds so like, Tiana, what type of dark side? But
love for crime, like did it start by, you know, you watching crime movies? Did it start by like crime TV shows and you were kind of like, well, I think I can do that too. Like, where did that come from?
It started from like Unsolved Mysteries, which is like my favorite show, like of all time. Show. I went to the 35th anniversary like documentary and movie theaters like 3 weeks ago and it was amazing. But it started like that, like watching shows like Murder for Hire, Gone, Disappeared, Dateline. Like I watched these shows every Sunday or every week. Like me and my family used to always watch it. So I was like, you know what? I don't know if we have a missing person show. Disappeared is one of my favorite shows. On the ID channel. ID channel is made for me. And I just woke up one day and I'm just like, let me just create a show. Like I had nobody, had no people. I just told people about it. I said, I'm doing a show Missing on Long Island. Who wants to work with me? That's all I did. And then a bunch of college kids like, oh, I want to work with you, da 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 da. And then I put out on missing. There's a lot of missing pages in New York. So I was like, oh, like I'm working on a show. Who's missing? And then I saw like a crazy case, which was my first episode, which is the biggest episode that I have, Sophia McKenna. And I had to travel to Connecticut to shoot that show. And I was just like, this is good. Like just to have just to direct and produce such a show like that and to have a storytelling and make it it was. So we have 4 episodes out now.
How do you do your research when it comes to the people who are missing?
Well, it's a lot of research because some of these cases are on Reddit, by the way. So I look to see what they think that would happen, and I kind of put that in a little twisty twist in the show because the shows have to be a little dramatic.
Yeah,
you know, a little entertainment.
We love drama.
Yeah, so I think that's why the first episode was the biggest because it was so entertaining and scary of who did it and why they would do it. So I have it's all in there. But I was very shocked. When the first episode came out, we had a whole watch party and we're sitting there in the first 10 minutes, 3,000 views on YouTube. I said, no. I said, whoa. I thought there was something wrong. I'm like, who's watching all of this? And it just the first day, 20,000 views. And then it just, every day just kept getting, I was like, who is why? It was it went viral. And I think the word viral, meaning that people in different languages was making the show. They was oh, there's a missing girl named Sophia McKenna. We were the first people to do the show. And then people in Germany, a bigger YouTube picked it up and used our stuff in their video, but credited us and stuff like that.
As long as they gave you credit.
Yeah, I was that's my footage from my camera. but yeah, and then it's kind of hard to get cases too. People are how do you get these cases? Is one of the hardest things. This is why I don't have a 5th episode out right now because it's kind of hard for people to get on camera and talk about their loved ones.
That was going to be my next question. How is it having the families? Even some of these cases, I'm pretty sure they're a couple of years old. Yeah. So how is it having them to open up these wounds that they try to close and just rehash and talk about these things?
It's hard because people are literally crying on the floor, rolling around, and I'm videotaping them. I'm interviewing them and I have so much sympathy. So I'm sitting there oh my God, I have to get through the show. It's sad to have their daughter gone missing or their best friend or it's sad to watch because you just don't know the outcome and we're trying to help. But there's some people who are willing to come on the show and be okay, I want to find my child or I want to find this person. And then there's sometimes okay, I don't want to put myself out there. But with the show, it's documentary style. So I'm not in the show at all. People think that you're going to see me physically interviewing them. No, I'm behind the scenes. They're telling me what's going on and I write everything out. Then we put the B-roll in and we do some reenactments and we try to make it a real, you would think I had a budget for it and it's self-funded. So people are wow, this is self-funded by you? I'm yeah, I wanted to do something cool and I wanted to just raise awareness to missing people. That
is really, really, really cool. Now that I'm thinking about it, that you can allow people to visually see what's going on in people's lives and the relationships that are not there. You know, we take for granted the relationships, hey, bye, we're going to see you later. To find out you probably won't ever see them again.
Yeah. And
it's that simple. And a lot of people don't pay attention to that. So by you creating a show like this, not only does your heart go out for the families, but you stop taking relationships for granted too.
Yeah. it gets scary.
It gets real.
Yeah, when I tell you, it like the whole missing like realm. It definitely, and I've helped people find their family members too, which is a good, which I'm like, okay,
that's great.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, so now we're making this it doesn't have to be just episodes. So if you go missing, you let us know. We send out we have thousands of followers on Instagram, Facebook and YouTube. So I put like a little like flyer out and they'd be like, oh, thank you for helping us. We didn't know we had to call hospitals. We don't know that we had to call jails. We didn't know we had to call all of these places. I'm like, yeah, like, let's make sure people have definitely found their loved ones. And I've helped them.
Like follow-ups, like from missing to found and like do like interviews of the person who was missing?
See, and I was going to see that you say that, girl. I was going to do a spin-off. Actually, I was thinking about missing then found. So it was going to be like a spin-off, on the show because I like to do, you was missing and now that you were found.
Girl, like what happened?
Where'd you go? Sex trafficking is really huge in Long Island, by the way. And people want us to, we're still thinking about doing the Giggle Beach. We're really that if we do that, it might be the biggest project I've ever done in my life.
Do it.
Because I know, I'm just trying to figure out like, from the creators of Missing Long Island here is presenting this. So we have people that known the serial killer who have seen his motive. So we already have people that are emailing us. So we're like, you know what? Maybe we should do this. From the creators of Missing Long Island, come out with the documentary series about the Gilgo Beach killer. Because he's gone. Yeah. But it gets scary. Like, also my life is on the line. Like, my first and last name is on the internet.
Do you ever get scared about that? Like,
that's what I wanted to ask. Do you get scared? Like, is there, like, how are you creating boundaries and what you can and cannot do when you're going like real deep, and especially with the whole investigation of like finding a lot of the pieces to like the interviews, especially when you're interviewing the families and stuff like that.
Yeah, for your safety.
Yeah. How do you gauge that?
So I'm glad that like you guys asked that because like the first episode I was like, oh, I'm done. Like I was like, oh, these people gonna get me because of how I did the show. It was very crazy how I came out with the show. This is why like, don't let this bite me back in like 20 years from now. But I definitely do contracts. People know that, I was on set, I've worked with this person. These are people who are involved. So everything is written in like in stone. Good. And I always tell people to have contracts when you're videotaping someone. No matter what, people that come on MsTeeTalk, you have to sign. People who come on Missing Long Island, you have to sign. You have to know. Do not talk about me after this show either. Like, like it has to be like that. But I've definitely been like a little, because I would, like, what if their family has allegedly something to do with their disappearance? So when I'm at these people's houses, I'm interviewing them. I'm like, I might be on my show next. Like it's.
Yo, I mean, do you have like how many people that you have that come with you to the home?
Oh, a few.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're by yourself.
Yeah, oh, girl, I would be the creator of Missing Long Island.
It's now missing.
No, it's not missing.
We don't want that to happen.
No, I have people that come with me. But on like the missing person page, it doesn't link back to. I used to put creator is MsTeeTalk, but I put that on my personal page. But on the missing person page, that I have people that don't even know, they don't know who I am.
Okay.
So, but I have like some videos like of talking about missing people that my face is on, but they're not. They, you have to really deep dive probably to see like, okay. But the show Missing Long Island is on my YouTube channel. At the time I couldn't make a Missing Long Island YouTube channel. So it wouldn't allow me.
It would be great moving forward if you just made that a completely separate entity with no ties to you. Like not even from a MsTeeTalk. Because what this does is this helps creates the not just the awareness of the brand in and of itself, but from a directorial standpoint, people will probably be like, okay, so who's behind this? And then they would have to do research to find out who's really kind of putting these shows together.
Right.
Which will show you in a different light too.
Right. So that's what I did with like the whole like TikTok. Like I made a TikTok and I'm taking from the episodes. I'm not connected to that.
That's great.
The Instagram, I'm not connected to it either. And just the YouTube channel I am, because on my MsTeeTalk YouTube channel, because I couldn't, I don't know why they wouldn't allow me to make one. Like the name, I could not make Missing on Long Island. And at the time I had 3,000 subscribers. So I'm like, me and my subscribers want to watch it. And then when I put it on there, but then on YouTube, which is great, you can separate what you
can.
Yeah,
channels.
Yeah,
you can separate channels.
Yeah. So now I know.
So last question. What do you have like upcoming? Like, is there anything like in development that you have coming up?
Yeah.
That you want to talk about?
So, ding, ding, ding. I see myself. And I love like how Josh says is like separate yourself from a lot, like what you're doing. And that's what I want to do. But I see myself like, I don't want to compare, but I love Issa Rae, but she makes like her own shows and stuff like that.
She's like a brand.
She's a legend right now.
I love her and I can't wait to meet her.
And it's like no stop. Like she has the like she has the radio show. She has her own Prosecco now.
She has a label.
I know.
She has artists thriving, and a lot of people don't know she has all these things going on. But if you're paying attention to Issa Rae, you pay attention to like the connections and the ties. Again, like you wouldn't know that she has a label unless you kind of look into it. It's treated as a whole separate entity that function by itself, but she's the head of a label, like along with a TV show. A lot of people don't know this too. From season 1 of Insecure to season 6, a lot of those artists were signed to her.
That's great. See, look at us dropping gems.
So if you listen to the soundtracks of the records, now some of them were just a part of, when you listen to a movie soundtrack, not everybody is in partnership that way. But when it came to her putting this together, I was really big on the soundtrack because the music was so good.
Yeah,
so good.
I would pay attention to, okay, when the soundtrack drops, like who's these artists? And then I would go and look and come to find out, like they just starting off too. You know what I'm saying? They're just, and this is their big break. Like they got onto a TV show. They got in connection with Insecure, the brand, and now they're signed to Issa Rae. And their music is doing very well right now.
Yes, I love that. And like, shout out to Issa Rae. Like, I'm literally going to meet her one day. She's going to know who I am.
Absolutely.
Like I cannot wait. Like she's going to know who I am.
Wait, real quick.
Go ahead.
I got the opportunity to meet her actually one time, like years ago. They were doing like this Insecure thing in Harlem. Yeah, it was like in Harlem. And I remember I called out of work that day. And
of course.
Listen, you think I'm going to miss opportunity to meet Issa Rae? So it was me, my cousin, her friend, and I had to go to the bathroom. So this is like before they started doing like whatever, the panel, whatever. I went to the bathroom. As soon as I come out the bathroom and I just see her walking by herself. And I'm like, Issa? I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, can I take a picture? She was like, sure. Like she was so sweet. Like just so like kind.
She's like,
yeah, girl, come on. And I got to take a picture with her. Like, I love you.
That's dope.
She's so dope.
And it's just like from where she came from. Because like if you really followed her from her YouTube for
Awkward Black Girl.
And I read her book.
I'm a fan. I read her whole book and I watched Awkward Black Girl. Like, and I'm like,
to see how, and then also how she incorporated people that was on the show into Insecure. Like,
who's talking about?
Like the Yoda, what's her name? The one at the company she worked at for We Got Y'all. She was like,
yes.
Yeah, she was her best friend on the show.
Yes, exactly.
It was really good to see how she did that. But shout out to Issa Rae.
Like I'm so glad that you had like that story because like you met her. She looks so dope. She's so sweet. I was at CultureCon and she was there and I was like crying on the floor. She's she's super. She looks like she's super dope. Like I want to be in a room with her one day. Like it's not far-fetched. Like to think that you're not gonna be, you will be. You know,
just gotta speak into existence.
Yeah, like I'll be coming back on the podcast and letting y'all know. Like I'll let you guys know.
Yes.
But so. so I have MsTeeTalk, which I've been doing for a while. I'm still doing that on live every Tuesday. It's super cool, super fun. Then I'm Missing on Long Island, which is a crime investigative series. So then I wanted to do a show. It's going to come out Valentine's Day or Valentine's Day week.
Okay.
So it's going to be a show called Till Death Do Us Part. And it is a grieving show. Oh. So it's about widowers who have lost their spouse. And it's going to be talking about love and till death do us apart. And it's going to be, I think, we're going to probably do like a 3-part series.
Oh, that's a dope concept.
And it'll be with, and then, my dad's going to be in it. Oh. So that's going to be,
that's he's going to be the first episode?
Yeah. So I already previewed it and people were like, oh my God, what is this? Oh my God.
Oh, like I already,
nice. So I already showed like a little bit of it.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So it was nice to even like see that like I'm pulling heartstrings, like MsTeeTalk is a different audience. Missing on Long Island is a whole different audience. Yeah. Now we're going to reach people who like married, who lost, grieve. Yeah. We're all grieving.
And then who found love again.
And who found love. Yeah. People who found,
Oh my goodness.
But
that's
not my dad. I'm not there yet.
No.
I'm not there yet.
But no, that's a really beautiful show.
You're still the only lady in his life right now.
Yeah. I told him like, this is it. This is me. I got him a cat and this is it.
That's it.
This is what we're doing.
Wow.
So that's what we're going to be, that's going to premiere. I told people about it like a month ago, like 2 months ago, maybe. So maybe people probably forgot, and that's cool. Like, forget, nice. But it's going to come out it's just going to just drop. And then it's going to be like a 3-part for like Valentine's.
Nice.
And then that's what I'm not...
Get people crying. And
I think because I think a lot of people that will hit home, and that's something that a lot of people can relate to.
Yeah,
like you have a lot of widowers who feel like they like that's the love of their life. They can't move on. There is no way they can.
Yeah, and how they got through marriage, because we have these shows about Black love, and now we see everybody's getting a divorce, but who made it till they died?
Yeah.
Who's talking about that? Like, and
that's good. And that's really good.
And I looked up, I had to do my research and look up, is there any widow show, like, is there any shows like this? Or is anybody talking about love and then they lost, is there anything in this sort? It's all about finding love. It's all about The Bachelor, dating 1,000 people. It's all about trying to find something. What about keeping it till they die? What about that?
Yeah.
So I think that 2024, I'm really, going to be doing a lot of more production work. I want to make a lot of limited series. So I think how you talk about TikTok Universal, like the media, like I want to just, I have I call it the TTU network, the TikTok Universal network. So I kind of want to just keep producing. I have a list of shows I want to do and want to produce. And I want to execute at least like 3 or 4 of them. That's one of them. Dropping beginning of the year.
So you're putting on your production hat and director's hat, which allows you to, function differently than what your general audience is used to seeing you as. So, how moving forward, I guess going into 2024, how do you plan on balancing you in front of the camera versus you behind the camera? What does that look like for you?
That's a good question. I don't know. I'm trying to see how would that like transition be, because it was fun doing Missing on Long Island. Some of my followers still don't know I'm a missing person, like that show.
Wow.
So that's why I'm trying to like talk about it a little bit more. But it's okay if you don't know. Like it's fine. Like it's gonna take time for everybody to know exactly what I do. But I really want to transition into like being a producer and director. Well, I am. I can't.
No,
you're
doing that now. Yeah, absolutely.
I am. Yeah, but I really want to just kind of make my own like media brand. Like I want to create like I have so much show concepts that I want to do, and I'm gonna.
And hopefully, not. I'm gonna say hopefully, but when you start to put out these shows. I feel like one of these shows might get picked up for a major network.
Yeah.
So I think that's the goal, right? To kind of put you in a place where people can actually see the content and be like, yo, who directed that? Who put this together? And
I think that's like a major goal. It's like I wanna be in my production bag. And I love hosting is fun. Getting on the camera and talking and doing like big interviews, having celebrities on the show. That's fun. But creating these shows and seeing like the direction like come out with it is like, oh, I know. But then again, I think the producer and director is Tiana Heath, not MsTeeTalk.
I've experienced that myself where the switch comes off, where people are used to you in one role, and then a love and a passion and a drive for something else happens in a completely different section, a different area. It's not that like you're abandoning your start, but you're just expanding who you are and, evolving. Yeah. And that's great for you because now people, I always say this, when you start to evolve, they can't box you into one thing. Mm-hmm. They have to pay attention to all other areas of what you're great at. Right. So this expands your brand so much. And, congratulations on all your success.
Thank you. Yes. And I cannot wait to see what you got coming up next for next year. Yes. Till Death Do Us Part. Yes. Coming out Valentine's Day weekend. And
I want everybody to follow MsTeeTalk. If you have not, get in touch with her brand. Everything she's doing on social media is on all platforms. I'm pretty sure you will love all her content.
Thank you.
Yes. All right, now let's get into this music.
We got some music to talk about.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, so we have for the top albums. First of all, Brent Faiyaz, he released a new album, Larger Than Life. No promo. No, nothing. Has anybody gotten into?
I haven't gotten into it yet. I've heard a few songs from it, and from what I've heard, it's really good.
It is. It's really good. I was listening to it last night. I listened to it on repeat a lot, and it's very good. It's you hear Timbaland, a lot of production from Timbaland. Missy. Mm-hmm. There was a couple of samples I heard. There was a Khalees sample from her song Caught Out There.
Which I
was like, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
I didn't think anybody would get that.
But is that a B-side? Khalees joint?
No. This was her song Caught Out There. I hate you so much right now.
Oh, the one that she was like, I'm the first girl. She was screaming. Yeah. She went through a time when she's like, I'm going to.
That was screaming. A great album, though.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So he did sample that. There was a couple other samples. But it was a very good listen, I'll say.
I think so. I haven't gotten all the way through to it, but from what I heard, I'm going to continue to rock with it for a minute. Yeah. So, that particular kind of style has to sit with me. Mm-hmm. I can't go through it in one setting. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna wrap it up at some point. But from what I heard, all of the stuff I heard was really good.
Yeah. Okay. I haven't heard.
Okay.
You said no promo, so I think
he did no promo. Well, I found it because shout out to Apple Music. You get the notifications when new records come out.
Oh yeah, Spotify told me about him.
So while I was listening to one artist, my phone went off about his.
See, Apple, y'all playing because I don't be getting notifications. And sometimes I'll be wishing I could go back to Tidal because I missed it.
So I got the notification for this and I saved it. And then I went back to it last week and started to rock with it. So from what I heard, it was really good.
Yeah. It's on the ride home. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Offset released his debut album, Set It Off.
I have not listened. I haven't heard it yet.
Have you heard?
I heard some of it. Okay. I have a favorite. I like the song "Worth It" with Don Toliver.
Yes,
I did hear that one. I love that song.
Yeah, I like that song. It's a very beautiful song.
Yeah,
it's a great song. And then the sample Busta Rhymes.
Yeah. Worth It. I heard "Worth It" and didn't know it was Offset.
Yeah,
I was like, wait, what? This is Offset.
I literally love that song, but I haven't really listened to. I'm not gonna lie, it's been hard to listen to albums lately.
Mm-hmm. No, that's
like full projects.
Yeah.
Especially when they're 20, more than 15, because I got a short attention span. I can't, my mind just don't be here.
Yeah, early 2000, you got me.
Oh.
With the interludes and intros, outro, you got me.
Yeah.
But
he has a song with his wife, Cardi, which is nice. Really Chloe, he has a song with her.
Yes.
It was a good album. It was a good listen. I enjoyed.
I did listen. Yeah, I listened to a little bit of it. I didn't listen to the whole thing.
Drake, For All the Dogs.
For All the Dogs. So my favorite song off this one is All the Parties.
The song, who's that with?
I think it's by himself. It's not. It's just him.
Honestly, no. This is All the Parties with Chief Keef.
Chief Keef. That's I've been listening to that all last week.
Really?
That song has had me in the chokehold.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's probably like the only one that's had me in the chokehold now. Between that one, no, and the one who's what's
J. Cole?
No, J.
I like
Cole,
that
but
one.
there's the song. What's the song after that one?
8 a.m. in Charlotte.
Yeah, 8 a.m. in Charlotte.
Okay.
Because he did a sample, I think from the Clark sisters.
Okay.
They're getting their sampling money.
Yeah, he did a sample from if it's not the Clark sisters, from one gospel group that I recognize, and I liked how he mixed it into 8 a.m. in Charlotte. So
okay.
That's another one.
Girl, but you know what? It's so crazy because when the album came out, I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen to it. I was getting ready for work. I was like 3 songs in, and I was like, I'm cutting the shit off. Like, I cut it off. And I didn't come back until like 2-3 weeks later.
Yeah, I like the song with J. Cole and the song with like Sexy Red and SZA.
That grew on me.
That hands on you.
It grew on me. Because when I first heard it, I was like, no, cut the shit off. Immediately. Like, spread your, like, what? No. No. But it did grow on me.
I don't know. Music lately is...
But it's just, I don't know. Like, I just feel like this isn't one of I haven't had a favorite Drake album in a long time.
I've been listening to a lot of his older stuff though.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've been listening to a lot of his older stuff. At one point in time, I think he reached a vein and reached a nice wave of his sound that I think he could have stayed with. Mm-hmm. And I think when he changed directions sonically, it changed directions for his audience. And I get that.
Right.
But I don't think from an artistry standpoint, that was the best way to go. Because now he's stuck there. And I don't feel like he's found a way to kind of get out of that and be as versatile as he used to be.
But you know what's crazy? Because it's like, all right, he grew up in the age, well, not grew up. He came out in the age where there was J. Cole, Kendrick, Wale. And honestly, I can truly say Kendrick and J. Cole, I have not had any problems with their music. I don't feel like they know their sound. They stick to their sound. Their sound is not boring. They'll dibble and dabble with up and coming artists, new artists that are like for like the younger generation, but they don't change their sound. Mm-hmm. Drake, he has done that. And it's like, I feel like now his music is more catering to like the younger audience. Like even with his concert that he just did over the summer, I went to that and I was just like,
Brooklyn?
No, I went to one at MSG. I was just like, wow, I feel old. I was like, this is not for my age group. Like, I just felt so...
I love the point that you make. Like, J. Cole, Kendrick, they have not, like, changed the sound.
Same with Wale.
And Wale hasn't. I know that he came out with something... he's coming out with something. He's about to come out with something, which I'm, like, super excited for. But Drake, I was just having a conversation. Like, the last album that I, like, was like, oh my gosh, was Nothing Was the Same. That is my last album. I'm like, this was it. And I'm not even like a huge rap girly, but he is definitely changing with the times.
And I'm like, if anybody knows me, everybody knows me. I am like, was one of Drake's biggest fans.
Ooh.
Like when I say like, I stood outside 4 a.m. waiting for the wristbands for Best Buy's album signing. Like, I'm that fan. Like, I cried when I met, like, I'm that fan.
Oh.
Like, and I just feel like, maybe I'm just outgrowing it. Maybe. It just, his music just does, I mean, there are some songs I'm like, okay, this is cool, but it just doesn't hit like it used to. Like, I feel like he's just doing it just because. So, sorry. So I'm not a hater, but.
My top 3 Drake albums are So Far Gone, Thank Me Later, Take Care, 4, Nothing Was the Same.
So it's all his early stuff.
All his early stuff.
Yeah.
Now I will say Views was pretty good.
Yeah.
Views has some songs.
It had some songs. Scorpion was okay.
Yeah.
Has some songs.
You know, it had some songs. But his consistency left after Nothing Was the Same.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So I think after that, if you're reading this, It's Too Late was dibbling in the space where he was trying to get that consistency. But after Nothing Was the Same, we're like, okay, what happened? Where's the
And that was
switch?
like
Who are
2013.
you?
Like, what's happening?
Yeah,
Like,
That was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like think about that. That was nothing was the same came out when I was in college. That was literally 10 years ago.
It's like, who
And
are
I'm
you?
like, oh. And I think he knows this. He's very, I think, socially and self-aware of like the trend of where's his music is going. Like, honestly, never mind what was going on there when he came out with that album.
Oh, girl. And even what was the album? Certified Lover Boy.
Oh yeah,
Whoa.
and then the one with 21 Savage.
No, that wasn't bad.
Certified Lover Boy, I ain't gonna lie. There's a few songs on that joint I really do like.
Yeah, me too.
And only because he introduced a singer that I absolutely love by the name of Yubba.
Oh my God,
yeah.
I love her so much.
Yeah.
And I'm
love her.
like, shout out to Yubba and your new single.
You love it?
That got
I
me
Adore
in.
You?
What? I Adore You got
What's
me in
your
a
release
chokehold right now. Like Friday.
She did. That was the one that she did like the.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Wait. I'm in a chokehold off I Adore You right now.
I listened to
Oh my
that.
God.
I listened to it on the way here.
Oh,
You did?
What?
How did I miss that?
You like the version with her or the version with Sarah?
The one after, because she has two versions.
Yeah.
The feature was pretty good too, but I like the
Yeah.
one with just her.
Okay.
Like Yubba, shout out to Yubba. Like I want to work with you.
Oh
Yubba.
my
Like
gosh,
for real,
love
but
her.
like seriously, so Drake introducing her,
Yeah.
and then there's
some.
some few artists he introduced. I love that particular record for that purpose.
Mhm.
You know, Yubba's Heartbreak is like
Yeah.
a classic right now.
Mhm.
Everybody's playing that for everything.
Mhm.
But it's his consistency outside of the features of and introducing other artists is kind of like it's in limbo right now.
Right.
So I, you know, we hope we get that back, Drake.
Hopefully. All right, let's get into our final top album that was released, Kenyon Dixon.
I love that. I love that.
He released the R&B You Love, and I can honestly, truly say this was a great listen. This was a great
No skips.
no skips.
No
Y'all
skips.
are putting me on.
No
And
skips.
this is something you can just put on repeat if you're in the house. You just like light a
Damn.
candle, close your eyes, and
What?
just.
Let me tell you something about Kenyon. Shout out to Kenyon Dixon.
Mhm.
I would put him now. This might go viral, and people might hate me for this.
Oh gosh.
I'm about to make a statement that I'm not sure many people will agree with, but I feel it in my heart. I will actually put him over Tank right now.
Vocally?
Yeah.
Mm.
And production wise. He's grown man, grown woman music.
He is. This album was very
Between this one and Closer, the last one, and then the one before that,
All right.
Expectations. Like,
You guys I'm gonna listen to so much stuff going home.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Definitely it's
Kenyon is
and the thing about him is that people always say R&B is dead. R&B is not dead.
No,
It's
it
not-
ain't
it's
at
not-
all.
It hasn't been dead. But Kenyon Dixon, this album, the production, everything, it gives that 90s, 2000s.
90s, 2000s
It's
feel. It does.
Light your candle, you in the house, just chilling.
It's giving ambiance vibes.
Yeah, it's very, oh my God.
I'ma
It's
listen
giving,
to
it's giving.
With your boo thing.
Yeah, it's giving boo thing. It's giving bath water, bubble bath with candles
Mhm.
and your whole.
Turn off the lights.
Yeah, it's giving. When I say you,
It is, yeah.
It's
you
raining
might make
outside.
it's raining
Oh.
outside.
Oh,
you might
Turn
make
the
a-
fireplace on. Ooh, child.
It's giving. You might slip up and make a baby off
Oh
that
no,
one.
no, we're not doing that.
I'm just saying. You might have an oops off that one.
Oh no.
But definitely please check out those top albums. Also, let's get into some top singles. Mary J. Blige, she just released Still Believe in Love.
Yeah.
Thames released Me and You, which is so beautiful. I love
Mhm.
Thames. Chris Brown, DeVito,
I
Lil
love
J,
this one.
Sensational. That was
Sensational.
very sensational.
Really good.
Really?
Yes.
You guys are putting me on. This is
That
like
was a
Yes.
I'm sitting back, getting all the
Yeah.
gems right
Yeah.
now. I love this.
Chris Brown's record.
him and Afrobeats.
Afrobeats?
that.
Yeah, I love that.
He's been murdering these Afrobeats records.
Him and
I ain't gonna lie.
I love
That's a
Call Me
good-
Every Day. That was good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a good, and that's what the song reminds me of. Rick Ross, Meek Mill, Shaq and Kobe,
Yeah.
Lola Brooke, French Montana, Pit Stop. I love this for Lola because this is her fourth single that she's
Mhm.
released since she's really been out. Because people been like, oh, what's next? What are you gonna do after? What was her first single?
Don't play with it.
Don't play with it.
But I think she's been like she's been consistent. I mean, her last song that she just released with Bryson Tiller, that song's beautiful song. I feel like it should have came out a little earlier for the summer because that was definitely.
It should have came out.
That was a summer record for sure.
That was
I think that was a summer. That was definitely
that,
summer.
like Bongos and like Water by Tyler.
Oh yeah,
those should have come out in April. No, yeah, I think so. What happens like with like songs that come out in the summertime? They release like in April.
Yeah, it's for spring.
So then push because it took Tyler. That song came out like a minute ago.
Really,
but it got blew up on TikTok. But I wish those songs had like commercial release. April we would have been doing the water dance, bongo dancing, and Bryson Tiller with
bongos wasn't really a fan favorite of mine.
I like it a little bit. It's a good gym music.
I agree.
Like a drum. Sorry.
I agree with Meeks.
Once I heard it, I was just like,
it's cool. I like it.
That shit off.
Well,
sorry.
I like Megan's part.
Like you know that video with the it's like an old video of the lady, she playing the record player and then she takes the record off and she just smacked, like that's how I felt about
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Really? I like Megan's verse.
I'm not a hater, but that song I just couldn't it just wasn't for me. Like
it came and went. Just like a lot of music.
It was not for me.
Yeah.
And then also our indie music to check out. Make sure you check out Jacoy, Sweet Tooth, LoLo with Taurus, China Frost with No Cap, and Ivy Low, Keep It Off My Mind EP.
Yeah.
So definitely check out, support all your independent artists. You know, I always say this every time. They put a lot of time, they put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. They put a lot of money that they're not getting backed up from the label because they're doing it independently. So please support, purchase, stream on all DSPs for your independent artists.
And any indie artists in your local town.
Yes.
Support their shows, support their platforms,
any merch they're selling.
Any merch that they have.
Yes.
Invest into it because you want to be a part of their journey and history as they build their brand and their music.
Absolutely.
So it's really important that we jump into, even here in this, city of Brooklyn and surrounding boroughs, we want to support every indie artist that's around. So
100%. Now let's get into this entertainment news. Child, okay.
Let's go. You got some little tea to
listen, because I need the tea from MsTeeTalk.
Yeah.
All right. So Jeezy files for divorce from Jeannie Mai, but some are not shocked. How did you guys feel? Because I was completely shocked. I was not prepared. I was like, whoa, what's going on?
So my personal opinion, I think the light bulb didn't come off until he was in some things he's not mentioning.
That can be that. I just feel like I could see it coming. I don't know. I'm one of those people like, okay, he was never married. Jeezy was never married before. Jeannie was married, right?
Yeah.
She was married to, I don't know his name. I will call him John, but I don't know. I really don't know his name. I think it starts with a J though. But she was
might be John.
Yeah, might be John. Hello. Or Josh. But she was married and then I know all the Joshes in the room. She was married.
Yikes. Sorry, go ahead.
And like how she used to like kind of like talk about like her husband on The Real and then her ex-husband, like that transition. And then like she finally sees Jeezy.
And it's like a switch.
Yeah, switch. Honeymoon stage, and then she has a baby right away. But then you're married for
but
over
she didn't want,
a decade.
But she didn't want kids. No. But the thing about it, I think it takes person to make you want those things. I think with her, because the reason why her and her first husband divorced was because she didn't want kids.
That's crazy.
And then he ended up marrying somebody else and had kids. But which she ended up being with Jeezy, got married and had a daughter, beautiful daughter. And I think it takes that person to make you want those things.
Yeah, it does.
And then also over time, and you look back and you think like, damn, okay, I want to share my life with this person. I want to create a family with this person. Like I want to leave something behind with this person. So I think she found that in Jeezy.
Yeah, she found like legacy, like definitely with Jeezy. But then I know like she was also talking about how like her temper. Her ex-husband can deal with her temper and how she talks to people. You're dating Jeezy. Jeezy don't play that.
I think, and that's another thing I think we don't see with celebrities. We don't see who they really are off camera.
Yeah.
So we don't have a real blueprint to know what would be going on as to the reason for their divorce.
Yeah.
Especially because they're public figures. We don't know who they are after the camera's off. We don't know who they are after he stops recording. from my experience, you can only kind of go off of, I ain't gonna say speculation for lack of better words, but just an idea, you know what I'm saying? Because marriage is layered, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And in those, it's I'll say this also, it's important for you to marry an individual who's like-minded, not just in personality, but in vision and future too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you don't have those things, you're going to assume that a person wants something and their heart is far from it.
Right. And then you create this idea.
And you create this idea and this narrative of something. And that's they don't want it. It was never a part of their personal aspirations and goals and visions. I think we get caught up in today's society with a lot of the aesthetics, you know, how we look, you know, what businesses we have, how much money a person makes. And we're not finding the depth of a person's heart as to what they really want. We'll marry them. And then we'll have some conversations we should have had before we got married. Yeah. And then that's when we get the truth. I think it's important for you to get the truth before you even get to this point. So that way your divorce is not public and we're not asking questions.
There was also like, there's this rumor because, you know, Jeannie, her mom is very involved. If you ever like see her posting, her mom is always around. I think her mom lives with them, which is, I mean, you know, no problem. Like if you feel like your parent, maybe her mom, maybe it's just her mom and she wants her mom to live with her. Okay, no problem. Maybe they had an agreement of that. But then there was also this thing that her brother moved in with them and Jeezy wasn't feeling that. And then also she just wanted to always be in like the public and posting their whereabouts and stuff like that. And I guess the lifestyle that Jeezy used to live, the lifestyle he used to live, he's not used to, all right, always having his location tagged or everybody knowing where, because, you know, sometimes you want to move in silence. Like, and that's a security threat, you know, like if I'm posting, I'm at JFK airport right now and it's 5:00, how many people gonna come up in JFK?
Yeah.
Right.
You want to support, you want to protect the names and the things that you built. And, you know, I don't think,
again, that's alleged, but
yeah. But I also to the family thing too. Like, how many married couples will be okay with their families living with them, and it's just been them for a certain amount of time? I don't think a lot of people will be okay.
And it's like, okay, I can understand, like, you know, if somebody's parent wants to come in, maybe the parent is by themselves. Okay, no problem. They can have. And who knows how big their home is? Maybe they have
to live with them though.
If maybe the mom is on their own wing, and it also she probably helps with their daughter. So that's another thing.
Right.
But it's also to have your brother come and live like that. Like,
that's crazy.
That's kind of like, that's okay, nuts. Now you're doing a lot. Like, or maybe her brother was on tough times and he just needed like a month or two. All right. No.
On to the next topic. Yes. Let's talk about Babyface gets engaged to
Blueface. Babyface?
Blueface.
I was like...
Babyface. Excuse me.
I'm sorry. Whoa, Babyface.
My fault. Blueface gets engaged to Alexis.
Yeah, Jaden Alexis.
Jaden Alexis. Is this real or not real? How y'all feel about this?
I'm tired of hearing about Blueface. I'm tired of hearing about Blueface mama, Krishan, Jaden. I'm tired of hearing about the son, everybody, the sister, everybody. Please.
I know more about them than family I haven't heard from in like a year.
Wow.
But that is true. And it's like literally, it's an everyday thing. Like it's something.
It's scary. Like even if you mute them or you try to like get away from it, it's like we don't. It's kind of, I don't know. That's why social media is just a little scary out here. But everything is for clout. If I was honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. They're getting paid to keep looking stupid every single time.
100%.
They're going to do it. They're getting a check.
Yeah.
I don't think it's real though.
And it's also, it's weird because one of how he's so obsessed with the idea, and I'm just going to say the idea that she has not been with anybody else. That's his thing is, she's only been with me. You don't know what that girl been doing when you wasn't around. To him and Krishan's relationship, apparently him and Krishan are still engaging in sexual acts because she said he can't leave her alone. She can't leave him alone.
That's
Jesus, be offense.
That's a lot of entanglement.
And she said that she just had a baby. She's saying that she might be pregnant now. Jesus, be offense. Why would somebody want the stress from one person?
You gotta want better for yourself,
and it's also
and for your kids.
And it's like honestly, him, how he is. I mean, I can only go by what's been posted on social media. Him having strippers around his son, trying to get his son to say the N-word, asking his son, is he gay? Exposing his newborn's genitalias on Instagram because he has a hernia.
I think sometimes...
Where the hell is CPS?
Yo, so, but here's another thing too, though. When when you're in this space on social media where you're doing things for, I don't want to say attention, but you're getting, like you say, you're getting paid to do this. Money can cloud your judgment of what's healthy and what's not.
Yeah.
Because there's a dollar sign connected to it, you will do it because you find it necessary because you want the money.
Right.
And your conscience of what I should be doing or the image I want to have versus the image I don't want to have is not even in the picture. Everybody's doing something for $1. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we know this because it's on every public platform you can ever think of. Somebody's getting paid for doing something. Yeah. Whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. And I don't think a lot of people care about their image when money's connected to it.
Yeah, because look at Love and Hip Hop. They
was getting money.
I'm telling you right now, I have a little conspiracy theory time. Okay. I have a conspiracy that not saying like Mona is like telling them to get pregnant, but every time they birth a child, they're getting paid like so much more money. You know how many babies
shows.
And in the weddings too.
Yeah, in the weddings. So you know how much babies have been conceived through Love and Hip Hop. Like if you really think about the couples and the babies that they had, and they're not together anymore.
Yeah, I was just about to say like what happens when the cameras are off, like when the show is done.
Yeah, they're like, you know what?
Bambi and Scrappy not together.
Right. We're gonna do $100,000 advance, have a child, get her pregnant. People that weren't even compatible during the show have babies. What was Stevie and Jocelyn doing? Now they have a little... Bella's so cute.
She's so cute.
Yeah, she's so adorable. But like, what was we doing there? Like, and Kurt and Rashida, and she had they
still together, right?
Well,
yeah, remember she had a
Kurt
whole...
and Rashida was, that's a whole...
She had like a newer baby, like...
She had a baby outside the marriage.
Yeah, with that girl Jasmine. I used to watch it back then.
I used to.
But do you see like all of these... Like,
I honestly think Kurt and Rashida was probably dealing with some real stuff that had nothing to do with like mapping out a pregnancy for TV. Right. I just think that they were their stuff was like all intertwined because, Kurt was married, but he was mentally and emotionally and physically out of the marriage. He wasn't paying attention to Rashida at all. Rashida's trying to do a business, come out with music, create a brand, be a wife, be a mom. And all these things were kind of coming out at the same time, which didn't make their marriage work. Right. You know what I'm saying? So you have all these layers and then you want to come out on TV and look a certain type of way. You're going to be like, that's nothing but mess. You know what I'm saying? All for $1 though.
And listen, they got Zeus. Krishan and Blueface had a show on Zeus Network, where Zeus is like a very popular TV network. Now, unfortunately, that's another reality. Somebody that watches. I don't pay for it, but I'm somebody that watches like the Baddies and Jocelyn show and whatever. But yeah, it's like our version of like Love and Hip Hop, and like I think like today's generation love the toxicity, which is something that's not healthy
at all.
Like it's not. That's not even. That's like showing like, okay, I'm gonna stay with a man who's gonna dog me out and have a baby on me, and then when he finally decides, okay, after he done did everything to me, which way turn me loose, he gonna settle down for me. That's not healthy.
Literally at all. And we see this, and then like Gen Z. That's why it's gonna be
special.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's Gen Z is growing up wanting to be influencers and wanting to be on these networks. Yeah. They're not growing up wanting to it was like a survey, like a real life, like I'm putting like science here, like survey of what they want to like be. I'm kind of glad we're kind of where I'm in like the middle, like where we grew up, like right there.
Next topic: Summer Walker gets backlash for impression of Christian Rock. Does she have room to make these types of impressions?
So,
for those who haven't seen,
have you seen it?
I should have watched Impressive last night. I watched a YouTube channel. She talks about all of the stuff that goes on, and she has like all these receipts. I didn't see the video, what Summer did, but I knew like Christian was like offended and said something to Summer.
Yeah.
So can you break that down for me a little bit?
So Summer Walker, she did like a voiceover video of something Christian said. I guess when she was like on live, and then the way she did impression of her, like she had like the missing tooth, she had like the baby, then she put the baby on her head, and so it was just like she was like imitating Christian. So one, if you know Summer Walker from when she came out, when she first initially came out, she always claimed to have social anxiety, blah 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 blah. And I guess she felt like it wasn't something that serious. Christian, on the other hand, she felt hurt by it, which is true because like you're making fun of me. But if I was to do it to you, then I'm a bad person. And Christian came back at her. She said, a Bosch baby, BBL. She said 3 baby daddies and no man. Like, what are you doing? Why are you so focused on me? Was she wrong?
No, I think a lot of times people are not aware of themselves, and I think that's the case with a lot of people in that space.
Right?
They kind of just do what they feel, and with no mindset that they may be hurting someone else's feelings, or somebody might not approve of reenactment, especially when your stuff is just as dirty.
Yeah.
Like that's the part that kills me.
Right.
Like if you're just as, if not dirtier, and then you trying to clown me?
Like, don't throw rocks.
Excuse me?
Yeah, for some clout.
Are you crazy?
Don't throw rocks and then try to hide your hand.
Yeah, like that's insane to me.
Like your shit don't stink because
because it does. Worse than mine.
Your story is just as. I mean, and I'm not trying to like bash Summer Walker in any way of the fact that she has 3 kids, no man, whatever. No, like I'm not bashing her for that. It is. But it's just like, reflect on your life before you try to make fun of somebody else's life.
Right. I just think it was the wrong timing, especially if you don't have that kind of relationship with the person.
Yeah.
To be clowning them anyway. Like that's not, I wouldn't, like somebody who I just met a month ago, I wouldn't think that they would
find that funny
because, the relationship is not even established on that level to do that.
Especially
publicly anyway.
Right.
That relationship or that rapport ain't there. Why you invested?
Like I could see if she did the video and she's just like sitting somewhere and then just like doing the impression of her voice or whatever. But the fact that you got the baby sitting on her head, because Christian was already getting backlash when she was in Walmart, had her baby not even holding the baby neck and just like taking her baby every which way.
Right.
Like baby done been around 100 people within the first 5 days that he been here.
I know.
Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm not a parent though, so
right.
I can't comment. Yeah. But I mean, God.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Been more places I've been to.
Next topic. We got City Girls talk about their low album sales and poor management, marketing time. Is this what's the reason for this? How do you guys feel about that? Like, how do you feel about their records not being what they have an expectation for their records to be?
Did you listen to the album, The Raw?
I'm not a City Girls fan.
Okay.
So I probably would not listen to it.
No, but I want to chime in. I just feel like a lot of most of these labels do not want to give certain artists a budget. That is facts. They should have had a big budget, big rollout, right? If they're like the City Girls, big They didn't have that. I felt like they really haven't had like a really big budget with a lot of things. I mean, they have like a couple of hits.
Can we ask I want to ask y'all guys a question.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Have they had a real big record?
I think so.
No, think like
in general, or just from
in
the
general,
album?
like from
Yes.
So they've had big records. Right?
Yes,
Okay.
I can say 2 of it.
They had
Act Up and Twerk.
Yeah, and then they also had P-Talk. They had
P-Talk was good.
I'm a Rat, Rodeo.
Rodeo was good.
They had a lot of hits.
Okay, so based on that, will we say their singles have been big or their albums have been big?
Well, I mean, minus the singles, they've had good albums. Like City on Lock was a good album. Yeah, it was a good album. What was their other album?
Because I think a lot of times what the expectation is because they have a big name and a big following, and they've had a few good singles that their albums equate to their singles being as big. And what a lot of people don't pay attention to is that if your record is not big as a whole, it doesn't guarantee that you'll have a big budget because there's no expectation that you'll get that back.
Same thing I think with Sweetie. Like I want to talk about like artist development, like with Sweetie.
So because you haven't had, or the singles do well, but overall album totals is a different number. Labels will be more stricter with what they give you in order to get that back.
Exactly. They need it back.
I'm not saying that management does a poor job with contributing to the marketing and pushing the record, but I think when you don't have a lot of money invested, it goes to show how far you can go with it.
Yeah.
And I've dealt with that, with working with artists who don't have big budgets and they want to go to the moon. And I'm trying to figure out.
So
what flight do we get on to get there? Who
would be at fault with that? Because is it the label or is it the artist itself? Because like they went on to the Breakfast Club. They spoke about their album having, what was it, like 5 to 8K?
5 to 8K.
Yeah, 5 to 8K sales. And that's very low for
City Girls?
For an established group that's been out for well over 5 years.
Yeah.
Like
millions of followers.
That's very shocking. Like that's something I would not expect. But it's also like I saw one promotion for this, I don't even think I paid attention to. I was like, okay, they're coming out with an album. I didn't pay attention to the date, but they really didn't do any type of rollout or anything. Like for their previous albums, City on Lock, they had a rollout. Girl Code was a good album. They promoted that. I
don't think you should leave promotion to the people who you pay either. And I think if you're promoting your podcast, if you promoting that you've been with Diddy all these places, if you promoting that you're on the red carpet with your sister doing everything in the world, you can promote your record.
But it's also, they were at the BET Awards, MTV Awards. Why wasn't there nothing spoken about that?
So how about this though? One thing that I respect about Diddy, he is not above promotion. He can put money into it, but if a record is about to drop, any and everything is about this record.
Yeah.
He didn't get number one because he let whoever was in charge of the record promote it. He went on every platform to talk about this record. I got a new record coming out. Y'all go get it. Then you saw him on TV. I got a new record out. Go get it.
And that was a very good album.
Then he was on Instagram.
Yeah, it was.
I got a new record. Go get it. And I love this last Diddy record. Like it's giving me the old bad boy nostalgia that I was used to. So because he promoted it that much, it made me want to go and buy, even if I didn't care about it. Because I've heard him repeatedly in my mind and on social media, everybody's using their phone for everything else.
Right.
That's the part that kills me concerning like the work of how to work your record, how to work your album. You're not above promoting your own stuff if you put a certain amount of money into it.
So now I have a question. I know MsTeeTalk's on the mic, right? So what do you guys think is the difference between movie promotion and like album promotion? Because we saw like how big the Barbie movie was like being promoted.
Oh my gosh.
Like that was like the biggest promotion of the entire year that I've seen. They did promotion with everybody, like Uber, Lyft, Xbox, this, that, and then it was big. Little Mermaid. A lot of movies are being like, like
promo. Yeah.
But I want to know, like, what's the difference between like movies?
It's in for a Paramount Pictures, or any entity on that level. It's in their contract that they will push direct. They will push the movie, and you, in conjunction, because you were in it, you do the press release based on what they set up.
Right, because it's like
Paramount Pictures, if they're coming out with a movie and they've got the director, it's no different than Marvel, Disney Plus. If they're promoting something, Disney Plus is pushing it. Mm-hmm. And every person that was a part of that is being pushed with it. Mm-hmm. Labels, you can negotiate if they will promote it as well as you promote it yourself. The way contracts are written up, they have cut the budget in half for promotion. Mm. So there's an opportunity that they will not promote the record at all.
That's so crazy. I'm trying to think of like the last album that had like a really good like promotion.
I can't think, but it's also, what's the difference of like, all right, Brent Faiyaz, he came out with the album, no promo, no nothing. I can't wait to see what his numbers are. Yeah. Same with like, remember Beyonce, she dropped that album
Renaissance?
No, not Renaissance. Her self-titled album in like, what was it, 2015? 13.
So I'm really good with
she dropped that album, no promo, no nothing. And that album went crazy.
Number 1 right away.
Like,
but she came out with music videos as well with them.
Yeah,
too.
That also helped. Yeah. So I'm just like, what's the difference from them releasing?
I think you got to know your audience though, because not everybody's audience can get away with that either.
True.
I think people take a method of what one person does and they try to reinvent that model, and they don't even have the audience.
Right.
They don't have the leg room for people to buy into them. Like, there's only a handful of people that you cannot hear from in 3 years, and they drop a record and everybody buys it. That's not every artist. But because people want to be a Beyonce, if Jasmine from down the block starts to do it, because she's seen this visual of what promotion looks like, she'll try to do the same thing and it won't work for her. I think you have to know your audience, know your team of how you're trying to build pushing your record. And you may have to be at a point where you go to the local lounge, you go to the local venue, you go to the local interview, a la Genius. You artists out there that need promo, you can come sit on the couch and talk about your record.
Hello.
We here. Yeah, that's what we here for.
That's what I was,
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's literally how you want to set up and build that audience. Everybody's
and
not
this
doing
is
that.
why I just want to chime in. And this is why I think that like hopefully Usher's new album is gonna go crazy.
Oh,
yo!
Do you think? I just want to talk about that real quick.
It's already because one, he's coming off of doing his
registry. His residency. Yeah.
He's going to do the Super Bowl. He's going to do a tour. So this is for like Usher doesn't even need promo because he has so much going on. He just lets what he's doing be the promotion.
The momentum of what he's doing is carrying over.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think a lot of people fail to realize that you need momentum. You need spark. You need push. And this goes into what you said earlier, artist development. How are you to know that you need these things in order to build, your audience knowing, I need to go to Super Bowl. Even if you're not interested in football, you going because you want to see this halftime show.
I can't wait for that.
You know what I'm saying?
But same with like basketball games. Like whenever there's a celebrity there, they always like they zoom in on the celebrity that's there. They'll play the music in the background, whatever, and that also probably gets people talking. Like, oh, who's this? Okay,
I need to go buy their record because it's all over the arena. If you've seen them, 9 times out of 10, you go to games. They feature their faces like throughout the whole game, like little bits here and there, and then they'll play little snippets. By the end of the game, you on your phone talking about something like, I heard this song. Like, where is it?
Shazamming it.
Yeah, you trying to find it. So I think all those things matter when promoting your record. Everything.
It's true. Now I'm thinking about like Chloe's album didn't do well because
promotion.
Promo.
I mean,
but she went on tour. She has Parkwood. it's just I don't.
People
it's a
want to know
disconnect.
that you care about your own stuff and you're not leaving it to
Right.
people to do it for
Yeah,
you.
like you're not, like she's not depending on Beyonce.
You're not dependent on a Beyonce or a name connected to you. Those things certify you to get your name out there, but it is not the end all be all for people buying into who you
Right.
are and your music. You know, you can't, I think, and people take that for granted. They think, oh, because I'm connected to Meek, then her audience is going to buy into my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Meek got a whole audience with women who are into whatever they're into. If I'm coming in doing the collab, it's solely off of Meek's name.
Right.
And I gotta work to make sure that what I do,
And she worked.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Hello.
I gotta build that. And I don't think
Still
people pay
working.
attention to that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's promotion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get into this last and final topic.
Mhm.
Okay, so Kaya dissed current generation of female rappers pushing whole lifestyle, while Sexy Red and Sukihana response. Does Kaya have a point? So recently, Kaya, she
Is this my neck, my back, Kaya?
oh yeah. So
Okay.
it's only one Kaya.
Okay.
So she went on live and she was just basically talking about how this culture of female rap, she said that they can't, she said that they're not influenced by her. When she says that is because when she was rapping with My Neck, My Back, she was talking about herself. She was not, you didn't see any pictures of her, any sex tape of her. You didn't see none of her like private areas, nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
And with today's generation,
They're just gonna take it they're gonna take it a step further though. I think so from the days of Little Kim.
but the thing is, everything it's evolved.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like each generation is going to take what the former generation did and they're going to do it times 10.
And
So-
this generation
and so
did it
think
times
about
like
it.
100.
So we had Little Kim,
Yeah.
right? Then we had Nicki, which was an extension of explicit rap, right? It was basically right and left hand. You know,
Right.
what Little Kim was able to accomplish, Nicki was able to accomplish the other half and bring more audience to what a Little Kim started with, right?
Mhm.
Now we have all these other rappers as an extension of that. I think Kaya, she falls into that. What was a boundary line for her is not a boundary line for these new artists.
Yeah.
But your lyrics suggest you are about this life.
But I think it's also in a sense of like Nicki, Foxy, yes, Trina, they were Jackie O, they were all sexualized rappers, but I think that they did it with class. You didn't see their crotches out. Like, I mean, also we didn't have
Right.
social media like that.
Whoa.
Minus that picture.
You're not about to say, right?
But I mean, there was still things that was left to imagination, is what I'm saying.
Lil' Kim, honestly,
There was okay.
what was
Okay.
I think Nicki Minaj left more to the
Imagination. Okay,
than
yeah,
Kim
because
did.
you really like, yeah, you saw it, but you never really saw like her cat and her titty.
Bro, I saw a few as a 10-year-old kid.
But it's also, I think they did it in a more classy way. It wasn't promoted as prostitution. There was like, all right, get your money, get your business, do what you got to do. Da-da-da-da. Like you are like, you know, but today's society, it's like more tricking and like everything is out there. There's nothing left to the imagination. You have OnlyFans, you got Instagram, you got Twitter. Jesus Christ, Twitter got porn.
Twitter is crazy.
So you mean X?
Oh yeah, X.
Twitter, X, formerly Twitter.
It's so crazy because like
It's crazy, right?
I had to legit change that on my resume to X. Like I'm proficient, in like the social media. Can't say Twitter because not. And
I mean, you can put X, formerly Twitter.
Yeah, X formerly Twitter, but it's it's called X.
It's crazy.
That's such a bad.
I went on Twitter one time this year, and after doing one a good 2 or 3 minutes of scrolling, I said, "Oh no, this ain't for me."
It's just straight porn.
Crazy.
Like everything.
This is not for
and
me.
it's like it could be somebody could tweet something and then just in the comments it's just
It's crazy.
It's like, why am I on here? And it's like, also I've seen the rappers out today. Like I've seen I seen their private parts and I didn't even want to see.
Yo, I don't see nobody's private part. I'm not on Twitter at all. You can't find me on Twitter.
Sexy. Unfortunately, somebody released a sex tape of Sexy Red having sex. Done seen the child parts. Suki, she got an OnlyFans, but somehow that got leaked on Twitter, and why am I like?
So you know what I think too, though? They're because we just talked about promo and money and budgets of what we think people are getting and they're not. They have to find other ways to make money too. So the other part is they're being promoted in a certain way that helps their brand, but what they should be getting, they're probably not getting, and it helps with their life. It doesn't help with their lifestyle, right? So now I got to find another means of income. Well, I've already talked about these things in my lyrics.
Right.
So I might as well go ahead and do it. Right. I might as well go ahead and have an OnlyFans that caters to the narrative of what I just rapped about in this last song.
But it's like, how much is too much? And then at what cost, especially when you have kids? Like when you have children who will one day say, damn, I just see my mom's coochie on
crazy
social media.
Well,
or my friends just saw my mom's coochie on social media.
Right.
So the unfortunate part for this new generation of kids,
they don't care.
They will have that. They I saw my mom and pops on OnlyFans.
I know. I think about like what is North gonna say like to Kim?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And I remember she spoke about that.
She spoke about it, but like they
haven't had a real conversation about it.
No. I'm saying like Kim talked about like the conversation like she would have with her kids like when they're of age to talk about that.
But North is how old is North now?
She's like 8, 9.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's coming pretty soon.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't too long ago that they had him, and if he's at a private school with other kids like him, 9 times out of 10, he's already heard speculation as an 8-year-old.
Right.
If he's not homeschooled, let's think about it from that perspective. Right. He goes to a select school with other people that are like him.
Oh, your mom has a sex tape.
Yo,
mommy, what is
he's
talking
heard
about? What's
stuff
the sex
already.
tape?
Although he probably hasn't brought it to his parents' attention. There's speculations about that already. Right. Now, if he's homeschooled, he don't have to worry about that at all. It's literally based on what goes on in the house. But if he's in school and he's going back and forth of certain individuals being around him, they've talked about it before. As an 8-year-old, oh, trust me.
Yeah, they had to.
Okay, so what do we leave on a final note of that? Like, what's too much? Is Kaya being a hater? Is she dropping facts? Is she dropping gems? Is she just being an old washed up hag that's just like
right message, wrong messenger? I would say.
Okay, but I think also Gen Z needs to realize like these are things that the people before them have been through. Like sometimes you need to listen to your elders
and slow down a little bit
because they know.
I would agree. What are you guys' final thoughts on media and music altogether from what we all talked about? MsTeeTalk.
Media, music, all together today.
Yeah.
I wish that I'll say brands, but I want to see more creative album rollouts. I want to see more. It used to be so much fun then. Like when albums used to come out, we used to do
especially when they were actual physical albums. Like when artists did I wish they would bring that back. I know they're not, but when they used to do the signings,
Offset was just literally 5 minutes from my house. He did a Looney Tunes signing in Babylon. I'm we missed that. They missed the lines all the way. Cardi was there, Hennessy was there.
Really?
Yeah, in Babylon in Long Island.
Wow. That's so random.
They went to Babylon. 5 minutes away from me.
Random.
But
that is random.
Yeah, it's very random. I was like, how do they get Offset here? Offset's one of the biggest art. He's huge. But he actually signed albums. Cardi was there. Everything was there. I like those. I like the little contests they used to have, stuff like that, and concert tickets and this, that, and the third. I like the hype with albums and even the stuff that you get with the albums even back in the day. I want the albums. I just talked about this on Twitter, X, the other day. I want more creative album rollout. They're not rolling out how they should be rolling out.
That's a fact.
And I want music to stick. Music is coming and going.
That's a fact.
And I watch Zach Campbell on YouTube, one of my favorite YouTubers, but he's talking about how music doesn't have a concrete message. people just coming out with songs, just coming out with music. And Beyonce even said that nobody's making albums anymore. That's why Renaissance was like
that was an album that was still to this day a great album.
And then the film, I'll be there.
November. The movie.
I'm gonna be
Renaissance the movie.
I'm watching it. I've already got my ticket. 5 seconds. I'm there. I didn't go to the tour, so I got to be there.
Oh, girl, you missed out on a good tour. I'm sorry.
I got to be. Oh, you went? I think you did go, right? And I was like crying because you went. Oh my God, I was looking. Yeah, you're right. You did, girl. You did go. Yes, it was a moment. Like Beyonce is sticking to those. Like even like the when she came out with her albums, we had like I got like the little gift box that came with like the CD and the shirt and everything. I was actually gonna wear my Renaissance merch today. That is so crazy. I was like, it's Renaissance weather. But yeah, album rollouts, budgets. 2024. Hopefully something comes.
I miss like Aisha. I know she posted this the other day. About them doing like video countdowns. I miss that.
Yes.
Like I wish that they would bring back like 106 in Park.
But they have. But they have that. But nobody doesn't talk.
But it's not on. It's not public enough for people to know.
MTV
has a show called like Fresh Out.
Fresh Out. This comes out at 5 a.m. or something.
I don't know what time it comes out, but my girl, well, she don't know me. She'll know me one day. We'll meet each other. Jamila Mustafa. You know who she is. She's a host, and she hosts that.
Well, that's probably one of the reasons why they canceled the show with MTV canceled the show with DC Young Fly.
Yeah, he was they
because they were trying to redo and because the audience wasn't buying into it. You know, people are their attention, like you said before. I think both of y'all said it. Their attention spans is like it's like a 2-year-old. You know, you don't have that much room because of everything that's happening. That wasn't an easy sell for the audience. Now, it would have been great had you had many different versions of that. So I think one thing that we didn't talk about was we didn't just have TRL. We had 106 in Park, and then we had other shows that complemented many different genres. Steven's World. We had
Rap City.
We had
what's the countdown?
Tigger in the Basement. We had many different shows that catered to different genres of music.
Do you think Gen Z is going to like that if they would come out with something like that again?
So I think Gen Z doesn't have the attention span to digest it because they want to do everything. And I don't think it's healthy to put music videos in this age of young people because it's not properly digested. Like, how much room did we have to do all of what we've seen? We just enjoy watching it, right? We were young, aspiring to do that, but we weren't trying to go out here and be entrepreneurs and run the world. And you know what I'm saying? Everybody's in different spaces in their lives.
Have a penthouse by the
Have
age
a pen.
18.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
We're trying to do so much.
Expectations for this generation is crazy.
It's high, and that's
it's
why.
Like if you don't got your own luxury apartment by the age of 22,
you're a failure to society.
If you're not making
like
6 figures, if you like.
And I think that's
wait till y'all get 30.
That's what I think my final thoughts on this is
what is your
because I'm embracing the fact that I'm a creative now. I want us to go back. I want artists and labels and people to go back to putting out their credits. Because what it does is it allows us to see who's been a part of the making your record process, right? This will allow us to kind of go in depth with the names. You mean with
like certain albums?
Records. So because let's say Cardi B comes out with her next record, right? And she does the rollout for certain artists do this, and you guys see it where they may put out their song list, right? I saw that a couple of times where if it's 12 songs, they may put out the names of the 12 songs while putting out a single, right? When the album drops, maybe a week later, let's see the credits. Who was the producer on this one? Who was the writer on this one? Who filmed this music video on this one? Who was your creative assistant on this one?
Oh, you're saying like how when they had like the booklet thing.
The credits.
But on Tidal, if you have Tidal,
Spotify they have that now.
You can see like the credits of like artists.
I'm talking about on Instagram.
Okay.
You put out put out your credits.
Okay.
I know
So
Victoria
that
Monet
way-
does that.
Victoria Monet does it. Keon Dixon does it.
Mhm.
A few others, they
It's
put
like
out their
they
credits.
put out anybody that worked on
Anybody
anything.
worked on producers,
They should do
songwriters.
that.
Hair,
Because
makeup,
what it does
fashion.
is we know that there are a lot of third-party companies who work with these people.
Mhm.
That's why I've
And-
been following them.
That it works when you
Hello?
want to collab. When like people like us want to collab with them, we know how to reach them.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And we can collab with them because of what they're building and what we're building. It gives us access to them.
Right.
So I think putting out credits allows us to know who's been a part of your process, to help everybody be creative and build a brand and build a name.
Mhm.
So I want to see more people put out credits.
Yes.
Amen.
Because I used to do it as a young kid. When I used to go buy a record, I used to take out the cover part,
Mhm.
booklet, and open it up and look at who wrote what, who did
Who
what.
did
Even
this?
if I didn't, even if I never
I used to
was
read
gonna
the
meet
thank
them.
yous too.
Oh yeah, I
Yup.
love that. Oh
Thank
my
you to
god.
my mother and father who inspired this song.
Mhm.
Oh,
inspired that
the
song.
thank yous on the back.
Yo, that was
early-
fire. That was fire.
They don't say thank
They
you.
don't do that no more.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in for another episode of Let's Run That Back podcast with my guest host, Josh Salter, and our special guest host, MsTeeTalk, Tiana Heath. She's doing everything. Josh, tell me what you got going on.
What I got going on. Shout out to everybody who I've been working with, the Walls Group, Mama Walls, on their tour. Selena Johnson, Dr. Celicia Johnson. I appreciate you guys. DYMG Management. We're getting ready to do another tour 2024 at all the city wineries. You can actually look that up in her link in her bio. And I'll keep you abreast of what's going on. You can go to www.sultrymusicagency.com for all of the latest things that I got going on.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in and God bless.
Peace.
Bye.